Krishna Chaitanya. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. 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 Hare Krishna. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. 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 Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Good morning. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Shri Advaita Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Oh my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama uh, uh, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Ah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Dicharada, 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 dicharada. Go raga, go raga, go raga, dicharada, dicharada, dicharada. Go raga, go raga, go raga, go raga, go raga, go raga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Nityananda, Gaura Chandra. Nimai Nitai, Nimai Nitai, Vishvambara, 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 Vishvambara. Vishvambara, 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 Vishvambara. Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Ga, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Ga, Gora Ga, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Ga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to the assembled devotees. 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 You are so auspicious. You are so awesome. Thank you for giving me a chance to purify my darkened heart here. Ah, yes. How wonderful this is. Yes, Majja Lila in this book, chapter 24. Chapter 24. Sri Chaitanya reveals his universal form. See, universal form, universal principles he taught here. And we get to teach that too. Isn't that nice to teach what Lord Chaitanya taught? Universal principles of what? Of how to exit this, this dystopian reality. The exit plan. See, universal principle. See? Universal principle of deliverance. The association of his intimate devotees who know him. See, who know him, her. They know why Radha goes to meet Krishna and Krishna goes to run after Radha every day. See? If you don't understand that, you don't understand reality. Yeah. All glories to Lord Chaitanya. He is the epitome of divine peace. He is the peace that surpasses all understanding. Remember Jesus said that? He says, I have peace that surpasses all understanding. You notice, see, that's the universal truth. See, this is a universal form of truth. See, the devotees, they promote that in this world. So, the peace that surpasses the mode of goodness. See, mode of goodness has peace. You go up into the mountains on vacation, right? You work your ass off for 7 days a week, and then you go up to the mountains for some peace, right? Or you go to a quiet place to meditate for some peace. See? People try to meditate to find peace. It's very hard, very difficult. Got to control the mind and all that. And then you just go to the Lord and he gives you that peace. If you go through the door, the universal truth about the door is the devotee. Man. Just go through the door, man. And find that rest. Why? Because they found that rest. They point you, oh, yeah, man, I found rest. Come over here. This is where real rest is. This reality is over here, man. Yeah. The epitome of divine peace. He protects the pious and annihilates the miscreants. See? He protects the pious. The only real piety in this world. You ever see pious people? They feed the hungry, and they do good things. They build hospitals and all that. People say, "Oh, this person's so pious," but is that real piety? Is that the epitome of piety? They had a principle they taught in the Christians because they noticed people who came to Jesus became instantly pious and righteous. See? Real piety is coming to the devotees because there are a lot of people building hospitals, maybe even a lot of the good gurus in ISKCON. But if they don't like this message, they might even be considered demons, because there's inside them. See, the Lord, when you meet the real devotees, you see these verses in force. You see these verses manifest. You think, oh my God, there's so many demons in me that have been killed by that Krishna that devotee presented me. The real conclusive truth, man. It killed a lot of demons inside me. So now I know what real piousness is. Real piousness is love of Krishna, love of God, love of Christ. That's the only thing that's really purifying. Okay? It's the only thing that'll purify the heart so you can understand these transcendental principles that practically none of the Vaishnavas to this date really understand. Your heart has to be purified by just worshiping the Lord without any material motive in ecstasy because it's so natural, so wonderful. True love. You've fallen in love. You know how you can't just fall in love. Just even in the world, it just has to. It happens. You just love at first sight. You ever heard that? Well, that's the way it works here, man. It's love at first sight. Your way to get sight of the Lord, the true Lord, is around the devotees. Otherwise, there won't be any love at first sight for you. If you didn't bring it in, and then you meet the Bhagavatam or a real devotee, and then it awakens like some people in here did very quickly. See, the Lord annihilates very quickly in some devotees because they carry uh, their previous merits, with their worship that they did in a previous lifetime, and then just by meeting the devotee or meeting the Bhagavat, instant faith comes, and the Lord awakens in their heart. Now they know what real piety is. The pious Lord, He's the only piety in this world. The transcendental Lord and Lordships is the meeting of Radha and Krishna. See? How do we join? Well, better, Jolly, better just to kind of watch for a while, because otherwise, just watch, show that you're interested. Just come here a few days and listen, and then, when you understand, otherwise you may come on and it'll be what we call rasa bas, and you'll be, all over the place. And then we have to go all over the place. And so just to show that, so new people like Jolly Popper or something, just come for a while. Rasabas. Okay, yeah, Rasabas is you come in here and not knowing what's going on, haven't been pure. The people that come here, they've been here like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and their hearts are purified by this chanting process that we do, and we're in tune. So come for a while and see if this is your thing. If you want to be happy, really truly happy. I don't know if you're distressed much in this world, or if you're really looking for truth. If you're really looking for truth, or you're really distressed in this world, we have an option for you, man. You're gonna we have a lottery ticket that you can cash in here, and it's very easy, and you'll be more happy than you can ever be in many lifetimes. If you know about birth and death and cycle of rebirth and stuff like that, you'll transcend all of that. You'll get every good thing that you could imagine, and even more than that, just by coming here. But you won't know that unless you just come here regularly. Just come here for 30 days, and or just even a week, or even a few days. Just do as much as you can, and see if what's in your heart doesn't open up to something really special. That's all I can say. And Jolly Roger, Jolly Popper says, that sounds great. Good, I'm glad. Going fishing again. Fishing people out of the cycle of birth and death. Yeah. Okay. So just stick it out here, Jolly. And I tell you, you won't be disappointed, man. You'll get something here that, goes beyond your mind, man. It's another whole level of existence. Okay. So, and you may not understand what I'm talking about here, but just check out the vibration. And you can question these people who've been coming here for a while, like Dialogue with Amy Rose and others here. Great. Thanks, Jolly Popper. As I say, you may not understand everything, but just the vibration you can pick. It's kind of otherworldly. Okay. All glories to the son of Jagannath Mishra. So he protects the pious and annihilates the miscreants. That's an incidental activity that, the Lord has to take away the obstacles. Like Lalita Ganga in her class say, if you don't know what darkness is, how can you catch the light? That's why you see Srimad Bhagavatam is this is Srimad Bhagavatam means divine knowledge. and it's knowledge of the highest truth of reality, highest reality of truth. The most purest, the most clearest representation of reality that is eternal and lasts forever. And it's distinguished from the illusion or the Maya. It's called Maya that we're living in. Christians call it the devil or something. No, it's this very unclear world we're living in. People only have half the understanding of what's going on. Therefore, they can't figure things out very well. Okay? You need the full truth. See, the truth of the highest reality, who we really are. What we really are is spirit soul, and our spirit soul is spirit, very subtle, very immortal, and very joyous, very ecstatic, and that's what we uncover here. We uncover our soul, and it's in relation, eternal relationship, what people call God. See, this God means the great mystery. It's a Bible definition. You come here, and that mystery will be revealed. What God is, who God is, and the relationship between God and our soul, and we'll start to realize that we are spirit soul, and then you realize, oh, there I just, this thing is just like a like a house. We're just kind of living in this house here. There's something that's more real inside this house. These stuff like that. That sounds interesting to you? Keep coming, man. It just gets better. Uh, See, so the miscreants is the conditioning inside us. It's all these illusions we've accepted as truth, because we've been living in illusion so long that we accept the darkness as the light, like the Bible says in the book of John. See, people accepted darkness as light. That is natural for the world. If you, that's all until you meet the deliverer, the liberator, who has the full truth, is natural. You've accepted the darkness as light. You've accepted people who, like as your religious leaders, who are still blind. That's why Jesus called it the blind leading the blind. See, you accepted people that still they're blind, but you accept them as people being able to see. And therefore you're using blind people to extend your vision, which is not very extensive, is it? And you don't even know that because you accept their blindness as sight. This is the world. Welcome to the world. This is what we're living in. Okay? But when you're fed up with this kind of misdirection, see, you don't ever get proper directions. You don't know why. Why am I here in this world? If you're very lucky, if you start asking, why am I in this world? What is this life about? Why am I here? Why do I suffer? How is a spirit soul that's eternal and immortal meant to suffer? No, we're actually children of the light. Yeah. We're actually children of the light. Yeah, I don't need to know these things. It gets too complicated, these private messages to have to figure out where you're going with that. Yeah. All right. He is glorified with choice verses. All glories to Lord Caitanya, the life and the purest treasure in the heart of Jagannath Pandit. The life and the purest treasure in the heart of Jagannath Pandit. See, through Lord Chaitanya, we get this treasure of love of Krishna. See, by glorifying the qualities of what is actually true in this world. See, God comes here, and His devotees come here, and simply by connecting with them and talking about them or hearing talks about them, we get purified of our misunderstandings in this world. Our misunderstandings are what causes us to act in ignorance and to be and to cause our own pain in that sense. But we're not really causing it; it's our ignorance causing it, and we're acting on that ignorance. See, we're meant to be directed in this world. See? But we're meant to be directed by the full truth. See, when we have the full truth, then we act in a way that's not ignorant. We act in a way that actually purifies us and makes us feel happy. This here, what we're doing here is a very pure and simple way to be happy. Because coming here as the miscreants in our side, inside of us, the miscreants is always what's always leading us to what causes us misery and unhappiness. See, as you just come here, your miscreant part, the ignorant part, starts to get pushed away. That just dissolved, actually. You don't give it any more mind. But before you were giving it mind, giving it life. It's like being like a god. This is what people do in the world. They give their thought forms, their ignorance life, see, by their attention. See, and you can just change that whole thing. See? All that gives people is misery and pain and suffering, and gives others suffering and pain. Come here. You find out which is the cause of true eternal happiness. See? They call this sadhu sangha, the meeting a group of people talking about the absolute eternal truth that lasts forever in relationship to what is illusion. See? That's what these books teach. Every word I just read. See? This one here, he protects the pious and annihilates the miscreants. See, that's this kind of truth. The highest truth distinguished from the miscreants, the ignorance in this world. People direly need this. This is not taught in schools. This is not taught by most of your parents unless they're actually highly elevated persons. This is not properly taught in all the ISKCONs and these other groups. These religious groups, not clearly taught. See, the essence of religion is known by those who are the living it. They're actually living this. This becomes pure religion. They've abandoned the motivated religion. They worship God with a sincere heart. They know that God. They know, oh, I see, this is highest reality. Yeah, yeah. God and Goddess, the God, the Radha, devotion, to love the absolute truth. Love these verses, love this book. In the early days of Lord Caitanya, and this is what they did in India. When a child goes through their purificatory ceremonies, they put objects out in a circle, and they want to see what object does the baby go towards. They put some gold here, silver here, and maybe other things, different things that are attractive in the world. And then they put the Bhagavatam in front of Lord Caitanya. They usually do this to all children, well, a lot of children, if they honor the customs. So with Lord Caitanya, Jagannath Mishra put gold over here and some other objects of the world, and then he put the Bhagavatam. And then the Lord goes over to the Bhagavatam and grabs it and goes like this. See, Lord Chaitanya, as you get into this, you realize he's the representative of the absolute truth, the eternal truth. And Jagannath Mishra says, "Oh my God, my son's going to be a great, pundit and teacher of the absolute truth." See, just naturally, intuitively. See, if you come here to Sadhu Sangha, you'll be one of those. You'll be born again. See, like Jesus said, which is a spiritual principle, not a religious principle. Run away from the religious Jesus, man. The ones taught by these super mega churches. See, always all these mega churches and stuff like this is usually mega material motivations. They get corrupted by the opulences. Just like in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Smriti, the leaders, if you don't have love of God, you will be corrupted by the opulences. The opulences that's only meant to be welded by an acharya, one who actually loves God. is not to be in the hands of people who don't love God. But that's what are you going to do? We're in the world. Uh, uh, as soon as a great soul who may become wealthy, even materially, because maybe they get followers. Followers are wealth, man. Buildings. They build temples and stuff because of their ecstatic devotion. You know, their followers who may, if they don't attain that level of devotion, they're not a sincere follower yet. They end up getting corrupted by the opulences, and that goes from this pure understanding of the absolute truth to religion, materially motivated religion. Srimad Bhagavatam in the first verse, not this book but the other book, says this book is not about materially motivated religion. See, this is spiritual opulence. This removes all the obstacles that are in the way of loving God. See, but most people can't understand it to that extent. They're corrupted by the opulences of the predecessors. Like with Jesus Christ. He was actually a poor person, but people thought, "Wow, this knowledge we can use for our benefit." And then they create the Vaticans, and look how corrupt that is. See. So you think it's any different with ISKCON and all these groups? You think that after Prabhupada left, he was a person who had real love of God, and the goddess of fortune wanted to serve his mission, and so money came, and so many things came, and buildings came. Do you think all those 25-year-old sannyasis became pure devotees after 4, 5, or even 10 years being with him? They might have if it was at the right timing, like now. I mean, our students, look how fast they advance here. Why? Because I'm teaching what's in those books, not giving you the preliminaries, like, well, first do lots of rules and regulations for 20 years. And then maybe you'll be able to understand these books when somebody comes and speaks them to you. But look, most of those groups, most of the people in ISKCON right now still are not attracted to these kinds of talks. They'll just still ready for another generation, blindly follow blind leaders who don't love God. They're good with that. Just give me some blind leader. It's okay. Maybe it isn't so okay because their leaders are going down the tubes, and the world is going down the tubes because it's ordained time. This is a this is a great blessed time to be blessed. This is a special Kali Yuga, and there's motivation here, man. There's motivation. The world is not giving you all the sense gratification that it used to. That is a big hindrance. The Lord's taking it away. Food shortages are coming. You better learn to fast. Unhappiness, restrictive thing. You're going to be sitting in your home in the metaverse. What's your alternative? Well, hey, come to Sadhu Sangha, my friends. If you put those goggles on, at least put them on and let us meet in the metaverse and talk about Krishna. It might even be a better access for people, where we can meet more people actually in there. And this is, you cannot, there's the material energies and its horrors, and I'm telling you, horrors are coming for those who are materially engrossed. So let it scare them over here into where freedom is, and then you'll say, "Oh, blessed are these horrors in this world, because it brought me to reality. Otherwise, I would have stayed in this comfortable place, with my big house and my blind ideas and thoughts, and I would get old and decrepit and diseased and end up in an old folks' home and then die and then do it again." Thank God to be born in a Kali Yuga when Lord Caitanya came. And even more thankful that devotee is here telling us who the real Lord Caitanya is, what his real mercy is that nobody knows. Even now ISKCON, instead of being a glorious thing, is turning up to be an ISKCON. You want it to be a real ISKCON, you come here and you'll find out what Prabhupada's mercy really is not for you to be conned by materially motivated religious leaders. Didn't Jesus speak about them? You think anything has changed with these groups? If you don't love Krishna, and you can't prove you love Krishna in this line, then you're conning people to some extent, more or less. The pure religion is the pure truth, man. Here you come here, you'll take shelter of the truth, and you don't need religion. You don't need materially motivated religion. You don't need speculation. See, that's all destroyed here. All you do, oh, well, I just take shelter of the pure truth, man. Just read me Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me chant Srimad Bhagavatam's verses and let the Lord who's awakened in my heart help me understand these things. That's what you get here. You can't do that there. You know, these people, they go to this group like Narayan Raj group, for 20 years, this one lady did. And then I'm preaching, while I was eating in Goa. I'm talking about Lord Caitanya and eating, happily eating everything. He says, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't eat while you're glorifying the Lord. I thought, that's offensive. I thought, boy, is she a beginner? And she was with this guy 20 years. And that's how Raganuga she is. And there are so many like that. So, see, it didn't come to fruition there. It didn't come to fructification. So you and everybody else like you, do you want love of Krishna? Do you want to be assured that what you're doing is pleasing to God because you can feel the Lord awakening in your heart, for God's sake? How long do you want to live without that? Don't you want the comforter that Jesus was talking about? Don't you want the counselor that Jesus was talking about? Well, that's what love of God is, man. That's what's here. That's for the Vaishnavas, we're it. If you don't have a guru like this, then you're going to miss the boat, man. There's no cloak for your sins there in Iskana Gaudiya Math Gaudiya Smriti. If you haven't realized love of Krishna, and I know you haven't, most of you, 99% of you haven't, then it behooves you to come here and get that precious jewel, because we got it. We prove it. We prove it. It's not like we're bluffing like you guys. We're lying like you guys. We're not liars. You come here, you see. What you see is what you get. You'll also cry and laugh and everything the scriptures glorify yourself. And if you're not doing that after 20 years, and I know you're not, if this wakes you up as if this is a little cold water thrown on you, oh, wow, I didn't know. Yeah, you're right. Your gurus don't know, therefore you don't know. You don't know the real guru is from them ecstatic prema emanates. You can see it come from even my disciples here, many of them. The fructification of love of God. Especially that comes from the guru, and then it comes from the disciples too. Listen to the guru. They follow the real process taught here. You got to be an example of a real guru, and you got to be an example of a real disciple to get this to work, to get the real Bhagavatam alive in this world again. And we got that here. My students, sometimes after a week, their love of God awakens. And you've been in those movements for 20, 30, 40 years, and you're still dry as a bone. So this is your chance. Okay? To learn how to abandon religion and its motivated leaders and take shelter of the truth. You come here, you'll become qualified. Love of God will awaken in your heart. It's pure. It's purifying. It's the best counseling counselor you ever get. The love boat. Exactly. This is a love boat. See, there's no cloak for your sins out there. You can balk and complain and cry about Gohari showing and this and Lalita Ganga and Johan showing ecstatic love of God. What reality really looks like. You can complain all you want, but this is proceeding, man. Bark all you want, and the real procession of God's love will manifest in this world and deliver whoever will come. And your barking is part of the purification process. Bark away until you start singing the glories of the Lord in ecstasy like we do. Forever. This never stops, man. Coming here, you find out what is really auspicious in this world. Coming here, you find out what true love is in this world. Coming here, you find out what real purification is in this world. That people are struggling to do, working really hard to get purified and to barely get anything. All their rules and all their regulations, very hard work for that's because you got motivated religious leaders that don't have the power to purify you with their word, man. Their purifying word, their word of truth, reality distinguished from the illusions you've been following. So you can stop following the illusions and follow the truth, man. See, that's where happiness is. Huh. So, all glories to Lord Caitanya, the life and the purest treasure in the heart of Jagannath Pandit. Purest treasure. Yeah. Haridas. See, you ever heard the saying, revealing your heart? Revealing your heart. If you don't reveal your heart, and if your treasure is Lord Chaitanya, you don't reveal that to the world, then the world goes to hell, right? Because you don't reveal that treasure that's the idea of guru, man. They reveal their heart to you. See, but Prabhupada didn't reveal it that much yet. He gave that us for us to do. To reveal his heart and Bhaktisiddhanta's heart. See? And Bhakti Vinod's heart. And everybody in the real line's heart. What is that heart? See, their love for Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna. It's all leading to that. And this is it. Here, this is why it's so powerfully purifying here. We're revealing God's heart. We're revealing the heart of all the acharyas, all those in this transcendental family now. See how all hell breaks loose? You ever heard that saying, all hell breaks loose? Well, yeah, we cause it to break it. This revealing the heart of the Lord here in this world causes all hell to break loose. Only at a certain time does he do things like this. Yes, perfect timing. Got to have a pastime. You got to have a war, don't they? Notice the Lord started to reveal his heart on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, didn't he? Yeah? The Lord started to reveal his heart through Prahlad Maharaj when Hiranyakashipu did a big dystopian thing and took over. This big demon took over the whole universe. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of demonism, man. See, an incarnation comes to save the day. What do you think these movies are about? You notice the heroes always come in and save the day? That's a reflection of reality, of what the Lord does to deliver us. When you're ready to be delivered, you either meet the Lord after, like now. If you want to wait 4,320,000,000 years before Lord Chaitanya comes again, and hopefully you're born then, who knows? Maybe you'll be so degraded by that time, you might be a microbe. Maybe you're an ant or something because you've been so degraded. Who knows? You could be in a mode of ignorance by bad association, and you miss the boat. Or you meet his real associates who have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. What is that? Love of Krishna. Forget about who our guru is. Forget about that thing. There are so many gurus out there, with so many blind gurus out there, thousands now, and so many blind disciples because their guru is blind. What good is it to know who my guru is? We should be asking is, hey man, what is this love of God? What is love of God? Why is it important? Eh? Where is this love of God? Well, that's what you see here is the where, oh yeah, it's here. And that's what we like to talk about. We want to reveal that in this world. What is love of God? Its importance, its beauty, how fantastic it is. Isn't it time for people to know what's real? All these talks all day long, I'm so sick of listening to people talking about their illusions and the illusions they're in, the illusions everybody ends, basically talking about the matrix everybody is in. Don't worry about the matrix coming. Everybody's in the friggin' matrix. Maya's matrix of all kinds of, dystopian dreams and illusions and twisted things and twisted ideas and twists everybody up and you know that's the matrix is here. Matrix of Maya. Hey, this is how you get out of the matrix, man. You want to be a Neo? No, no, not just Neo. You'll be one. You'll be you know how Neo and Trinity, right? There is Neo and Trinity. You'll be that in one person. The Neo and Trinity will be in you. You'll be one of the one persons. See, there's always one person. See, but you'll be that one. Everybody wants to be the one, right? But you'll be the one because the Lord is awake in you, and so is the devotion. See, the Trinity and the Neo. See, Neo understood the matrix. He was able to understood how it works. That's talk about knowledge. That's the shadow of the truth. You want to understand the matrix, you need the knowledge. You need Bhagavatam. And you need the Trinity. She's the power. Remember, she grabbed his hand. I won't ask Alita. She never watches movies, but she grabbed she Trinity grabbed the hand of Neo and flew. That's the shadow of the truth. See, we need this devotion to grab us, and we need the truth. See, the truth to grab us, and then we can fly in this world. See, Neo and Trinity, they can move in the matrix, at will. Just like here, it's like you're walking through a dream here. People are all dreaming, man. They're all in their minds, meditating on the mental platform, suffering. Beautiful women and beautiful men, like here in Playa, beautiful women, beautiful men walking, strutting down the street in illusion. Oh yeah, look at me, see how beautiful I am, and they get the guys, and everybody's imitating the truth. You see, it's an imitation. See, they want the glorification, just like here. You people go through that. You see, the people, they want attention. Why don't you give me attention? Give me acknowledgement. See, that's a little bit of that. So that gets purified here. After a while, you'll be so satisfied giving the Lord attention that you transcend the false ego. See, it's false ego. This is what you learn in the world. You want to be acknowledged. You want people's attention and everything. And all it does is cause you misery. You come here, I may not be giving you so much attention sometimes, but that's good. Hey, you're lucky. You get the right medicine. Yeah. Because I don't want to feed those anartas. Why should I feed that anarta? Give you the attention, and then you become more falsely identified. That's a weed, man. It grows, gets very strong. And some people even leave. Oh, but I'm not getting attention from. Oh, he's not thinking about me, so I'm going to go. See, you're not feeding my weed. And I want to feed my weed. Well, maybe I can go out there and get somebody to feed my weed. Let me go get married and get a boy, feed my weed. He'll give me adoration. Yeah. Oh, well, it is so. You want. It's so great to give the Lord attention, the truth, attention. Give our attention there, man. You transcend all that stuff. You realize all that stuff what just did is give me miseries. See, that's the miscreant inside. See, if you find a real guru, they destroy the miscreant in there as part of the job description, incidental activity. So you can enjoy glorifying the Lord and transcend all this bullshit, man. We're glorifying leaders who also there. A lot of them are just they're like people in the world. They have this desire to be. See, you're just human. It's human to want acknowledgement. See, but hey, man, do you want to be something more than just human? You want to be a superhuman? Well, the Lord has given us. The Lord Caitanya has come here to make us superhuman. Super, souped up. Because the divine soups you up, man. You're able to liberate people from illusion and get so strong, powerful by this knowledge, this truth. And then you don't have to go and glorify these gurus who are in it because I want to be glorified. They're still immature. I look at these gurus like children. They're like children, man. They want to be glorified. It's called, false prestige. You don't deserve it. Only real devotees deserve the prestige, and usually they don't get it, and that's okay. For 22 years practically, I was preaching to an empty camera the glories of Lord Caitanya. It was okay. And if there was anything in there that maybe, whoa, I want some attention, well, anyway, that gets purified in that kind of thing. Gradually, I realized, oh, yeah, it's just so fulfilling just to glorify God. The happiness is in that. And if people are in earshot, oh, it's great, man. Win-win. You become like the guru. You become part of this family. I'm only here to relish this family affair, right? And others also coming into the family. Now we got literally a family in this world who like to glorify the absolute truth and destroy the miscreants in ourselves and other people. Amy, that's crazy for someone to leave because that you didn't give them enough attention. How ridiculous. Like what about preaching and prema bhakti? Did they only come to feel personally glorified? Well, yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people, well, not a lot, but some people, they have, it's called a weed in an art. It could be really strong. So sometimes, people have to go through that. What do you think Mina's doing? This is four times already. No, 3 times, 3 or 4 times. I don't know. Come and go. She might, if she lives long enough, she'll probably come back again at some point. She's been struggling with this, wanting to be a teacher, wanting to know better. There's no way you can know better here. I mean, how can you know better than a person who worships God in deep ecstasy? There's no way. That's if you don't get that here, you die with that not understanding clearly things. That's the whole point. You guys out there, you're worshiping gurus who don't worship in deep ecstasy like you see here. That means you're going to a inferior place. People have less intelligence there. You learn all these intricate things here. You can't learn from Acharya Dev. He doesn't know this stuff. He doesn't know why these demons were more intelligent than the Brahmins. In the pastime with Daksha versus Lord Shiva, the demons were smarter than the Brahmins. The demons. Why? Because they worshipped the pure devotee that the demigods and Daksha were against. They had more intelligence. You go look at the Bhagavatam. They had more intelligence than the Brahmins simply because they worshipped the pure devotee. That's the secret of that pastime. Nobody knows that. Acharya Dev doesn't know this stuff. Narayan Raj doesn't know this stuff. He hasn't shown me that he's known this stuff. Let's see something. I mean, if he was a no-show, he didn't show his ecstasy. So let me see it in your revelations, man. You come here, you see ecstasy too, right? Okay, you think, well, you should be thinking, okay, he still could be a cheater, possibly. Let's see some consistency. You should be thinking like this, everybody. Let's see in his realizations. Are they good? Are they in alignment with these deeper truths? Do they reveal deeper truths? Do they reveal things that I can't even dream about? Because that's the nature, extraordinary intelligence, uncommon Krishna conscious intelligence. That's why, the illustrious, what's his name? Ramai Vrijabhasi can't even understand these things. The illustrious person who has all these hodgepodge of gurus, man, Tamal Krishna and Prabhupada and Sridhar Maharaj and Narayan Raj. He's a nice combination of a lot of speculation from what I can see from his realizations. Did you remember those? You look in those things that he was preaching there. Some of us, it was kind of like a nice bag, mixed bag, but speculation. And then he shows, how much he really loved God. He hated this preaching, and he hated this ecstasy of Lalita. Ooh, and he was representing Radha in our line. You see, this is what I got to deal with. I got to such stupidity, man. Yeah.
Actually, not wanting to grow, because that's actually the root of his
The what now?
problem.
What?
The root of his problem that is that he doesn't want to grow. He doesn't want to become conscious of Krishna. He has no desire. He's not eager. It's so
Well, you
sad.
know why? It's because he's been stroked by his disciples. The false ego gets very big. See, unless you really, truly, purely love God, I mean, you are a hypocrite and a liar and a cheater if you try to represent this illustrious Gaudiya Vaishnava line. If you don't have pure love of Krishna, if you don't have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, basically that's the essence, and you go and you say I'm Guru Dev and everything, well, it eventually shows when the real devotees come. You see it's coming out, the dirt. You see, uh, he can't see it yet, but that's his possibility to see it. Is especially when he starts falling down because of it. That's his good fortune actually to fall down. You fall down, and that's like an obeisance. It's like a forced obeisance to the devotees. The Lord, you notice you hear people say they fall down when they criticize a real devotee. This is fantastic. If that's otherwise, if you don't, the Lord is trying to help you by forcing you to fall down. You start. People have done this. They became pure devotees. Saint Paul became a pure devotee by falling down. He fell off his horse because of being against Christ and his followers. We represent the real Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna's world. It's going to cause these. We're a stumbling block for the puffed up sannyasis and gurus and all of that. They cause them to stumble. Just like see that right there in the Bible. It talks about that universal truth. Jesus was a stumbling block for the Pharisees' pride and false prestige. He caused them to stumble. You know, because he had the truth. And where this is like that for the Vaishnavas, beginning with them, it causing them to stumble. If you start blaspheming and all that stuff, okay, you just stumbled. But that's good because otherwise you'll never get over these things. It says all sins against the Son of Man will be forgiven. You notice that? Well, what do you think? If you're really being used by the same God, Jesus and Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta and all the family it's a big family up there, man. They're all together in this, delivering people out of illusion, with their different missions and stuff like that. But it's still the same mission as deliverance of the souls. So this stuff comes out of people, and that's how those sins are forgiven. It's like people they go and they do something against me, something they often apologize later on. Yeah, see, apology accepted. Oh yeah, I don't know. It's just part of the course. Of course, you're going to stumble. If you got a false ego, of course you're going to criticize what's going on. Of course, Of
Yeah.
course, you're going to get angry, you know. Don't think, you know, it's always the same routine. Do I have to say, Jesus said, don't think I came here to promote peace. Do you think I came here to promote peace? I came here to piss people off, man. If I don't get their attention, they don't get purified. They'll just go along with all that poison inside. Who's gonna jump in that river of poisoned harikata like we do? Who's going to jump in there? If nobody jumps in and nobody has the power to jump in, that poison stays in the river. You see, Krishna jumped into the Kalya River, right? It's that represents the Harikata that's been poisoned by these snakes. See, the Pharisee, what did Jesus call them? Snakes and vipers. They can't help it. They get poisoned, even Kalya. So Krishna jumps in. How does Krishna jump in here? We preach real pure Harikatha, the real thing, man. The highest truth distinguished from illusion. You preach that, inject that into this river, the river of poison kata, people teaching the wrong guru tattva, right? We inject the truth in there. And what does it do? It causes the kalya in there to rise up, out, and fight Krishna, fight this truth. See, what did Ramdas see? That was that kalya in them, just rising up, man, to fight this. And of course, he's going to lose because the truth is more powerful than illusion. See, Krishna won, right? What did he do? He just kept dancing on the hoods. See, kept the attention of Kalya. And Kalya kept trying to bite, till there was no more bite. The illusion's weak like that. That's why you got to be a pillar of the foundation of Lord Chaitanya's principles here. You see, we're becoming pillars. Then the Lord says, oh, I can really work there. I got a strong handle. Now I can swing the axe in the world. He just needs a strong handle, strong root here. See, the truth. See, then he cuts down the illusion. See, otherwise he's the axe, right? He's the truth. He's in the book. But where's the handle then? The devotee Bhagavat is the handle. See, this is the axe. The devotee Bhagavat's word is the handle, man. You get them both together, you're going to get some action, man. You get an action movie, a Marvel thing. See, Marvel. See, Marvel superheroes, all that. Well, this is a marvel. This is always a marvel when the Lord is working here. It's marvelous, isn't it? Isn't it marvelous? I think even River was commenting on this. Oh, wow, this is really an action thing going on here. It's great, you know. It's marvel. If you don't see something marvelous like this in this world, well, there's no deliverance here this time around. You have to see a magnificent story unfolding in this world. And what's more magnificent than the highest truth distinguishing the illusion that people are steeped in? How can you get a better movie than that?
He was easily taken out of his balance, really taken out of his balance because he doesn't have this power that you have.
Yeah.
He couldn't win. He became nasty because he couldn't win, like an animal
Oh
who
yeah.
is pushed in the corner. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, the power is in the blasphemy and criticism. They think because that's where they, you know, it's like dogs when they get threatened, they all they can do is bark. You're in my You're in our territory. That was call you this guy. Hey, get out of our territory, man. You're in our territory. We're doing fine preaching all this speculation. Yeah. So all glories to Lord Chaitanya, the life and purest treasure in the heart of Jagannath Puri. Whoever surrenders, okay, you are the ocean of mercy and the friend of the poor. So you are the ocean of mercy and friend of the poor and the maintainer of all the living entities. You see how the Lord gives this to his devotees to do. That's why you got the real devotee, when deliverance is here, they have to plant this garden. See, the Lord empowers them to plant the garden. See, then even one devotee that actually is used by the Lord can deliver a whole universe. Yeah, we prove it even here. We just have a camera here, right? We just preach the highest truth, distinguished from illusion. Look how people getting delivered. Look at Dean; he's getting really juiced up, isn't he? Look at Fanny. See, could you imagine? Everybody can tune in here. Oh, and these dystopian people. Oh man, you come up with as much technology as you want. To put people in. Oh yeah, it's no problem. We'll go in there and if it gives us access to more, I'll use it, man. Prabhupada, he loved technology. I also give me technology, man. Give me more access to the minds and the of people. Let's bring their minds to Krishna and get it purified and let them transcend the matrix here. Let us show what reality is. So let us show this is about loving God, maybe Radha and Krishna meeting the pure and simple truth. Isn't that what it's about, Lalita, every day? Just Radha meeting Krishna, just those two getting together and being a maidservant and watching this beautiful pastime unfold. See the rasa dance. My throat is better today. Maria, she healed me. I'm a testament. My voice is good. Loud, clear, and I can swallow without it hurting.
You're not a hard case like me, Guru Maharaj.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Where are we? Here. Okay. See, you are the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor, and the maintainer of all living entities. See, so the devotee is the empowered version of that. That's why you really have to meet. I mean, you can meet them in the book and all that, but generally people their love needs to be awakened, their devotion, so that you can relish this. See, and the Lord makes his devotees that way, because without them, that's why you see the guru is worshipped as good as God if they're a real guru. Unfortunately, people misuse that. They're not as good as God. See, you got to be good as God. You have to really have love for God, and it has to mature. You have to be loving the Lord for a long time, purify the heart. You and then the Lord will use you to be there. Then when you get real disciples, they'll see, wow, man, the Lord has empowered my guru to deliver me, and natural gratefulness is there. You see their value. See, and then you become purified, and then you become like that for others. See, the Lord, Jesus says, the Lord is very much wants to give you that glory. See? But we have to follow the process, right? You have to follow the real process. Yeah. Mhm. See, the maintainer of living entities. Whoever surrenders unto you, you accept him and become his master. See, that's when you find the real devotee, that happens very quickly, actually. See, the Lord, and you realize, oh yeah, look, the Lord is my master. You chant these mantras in great ecstatic love. See how the Lord is you just naturally surrender too. Yeah, naturally, because wow, this love is so beautiful. It's so trustworthy. It's so purifying. And then you begin to own that love. Your love for Krishna. It become possession. You're possessing Radha. See, possessing that love. becomes your prized possession. It reveals so many things about these scriptures, and you preach that to the world and deliver it. That's the testimony. See, you become like Guru. You become. See, I'm. It's win-win here. Don't think it's some elite. It is an elite. This is elite stuff, man. You're with this. This is the elite of elites here. What you're hearing is the elite of the elites. You know why? Because that's not very merciful. They become some dystopian reflection of the elites. That's not elitism, really. What is this elite? You guys win and everybody loses? The weak become conquered and killed and destroyed? What kind of elitism is this? This is true elitism. This is pure elitism. You come here and you're with an elite. I'm to tell you the truth, man. You're with an elite. But it's proven to be elite because you become elites also. This is logical, man. Look at you. You guys, your ecstatic love is awakening in many of you. Becoming beautiful, becoming glorious like your guru. So that's true elitism. You need to meet a win-win elite where you win also because you follow the process to its fruition. See, now that's not bad. You want to be, see, a lot of people, I would never want to be one of those elites. Well, you shouldn't because it's pretty the dark. You shouldn't even want to be a guru in ISKCON, man, because that's kind of, will get contaminated very easily. You get all this worship and you haven't transcended it. You have to transcend wanting to be adored, man, before you can become a real guru. Otherwise, that weed gets energized because you got the facility, right? More increased facility to corrupt you. Oh, you get all these buildings and money you don't really deserve, false prestige, it's called. And then it's hard to be delivered. You got to be one of the last people to be delivered because you're so encased in illusion. So don't think that being a guru is glorious. No, what's glorious is hearing, chanting, and remembering the Lord in ecstasy. And then, like I did it for years. And then the Lord said, I can use somebody like you, man. That you know what is real, you know what is eternal. Followers come and go. I've had followers come here and they, oh, Guru, yes, and then they leave sometimes. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? They got their journey, individual journey. They need to learn this and learn that. And some people they come and they stay and get pure. They understand what I understand, right? Don't you understand what I understand, Lolita? The glory in just relishing, the glory in relishing this devotion, and the love of God. See, win-win. You become part of the elites. Even look at even my disciples, they come, they get through these miscreant parts of themselves, and they get that out of them, and look, they get really clear on all that, and all of a sudden everybody wants to invite them over to their houses and everything. Why wouldn't you? Have ecstatic devotees. You found somebody who has true happiness, man. How many people do you find that bring true happiness to your house? Nobody knows what true happiness is unless you're an ecstatic devotee. This is true opulence. Is the Lord gives you what He's got, man. Your voice becomes like His. Your heart becomes like His. Your desires become like His. He desires to meet Radha, so you become like that. And Radha's desire is to meet Krishna. You become like that inside. You're not going to get a better treasure than that. It's never been expressed like this. It's all from realization. That's why the speculators, that's why these truths pull out the speculation, the envy, the anger, the hatred of these even gurus. They've been encased by all that worship they've been getting that they don't deserve, all that false prestige. That's why it's purifying. When you stand up, that's why, see, it's very righteous to believe in a real devotee that is used by God. Very righteous. The Christians talked about this. But boy, man, confession is unto salvation, they said, because when you speak these truths, that about your guru, oh man, does it cause a ruckus. Look at when you do, look what it brings out, all the envies and jealousies and all that, these contaminations. That's why Jesus warned his disciples, hey man, when you stand up for my name, you watch what's going to happen. You know? Why wouldn't you stand up for the name of your guru in this world? Deliverance is here. If there's a real guru here, Rasakananda stood up for his ecstatic guru, Shamananda. He stood up and said, "Hey, man, you wanna be delivered without any trouble? Come to my guru. Otherwise, you got a lot of troubles. You guys, with all your false representatives, you're false, man. You're false. You're a Putana. You're still Putana. If you're a guru, man, Putana's got you by the neck. If you're not a real resident of Vrindavan, they hate this truth, man, don't they? Oh, I hate you, Gauri, for speaking the truth. Well, Prabhupada spoke that. He said, "Oh, the real guru is a resident of Vrindavan, not a Putana, not somebody in Vrindavan there that's falsely representing Vrindavan. You come here, we'll kill that Putana inside you." No killing of the body, just the Putana, the ignorant mentality. And she became a resident of Vrindavan, right? By the real Krishna, sucking that life out. This is how we suck the life out of the Putana part of these gurus and sannyasis. It's just with the truth, man, just sucks it right out. Unless you love Krishna purely, you don't represent the real Gaudiya Vaishnava line, man. And if you don't express it and teach about it, none of that, people don't get the deliverance isn't here. It's withheld. Because the Lord, the devotee is withholding the truth to an extent from you. You have to hear it. You have to get purified by hearing these things. Conclusive truth that's in these books, not holding back, just keeping it for myself. See, Bhaktivinoda said, usually the acharyas, they ascertain this intimate truth, right? Like this. And they keep it in here. Oh, sorry. Follow these rules, regulations, and ceremonies. You're not ready for this yet. Because if they speak this, all hell's going to break loose in you, and you got to be ready for that. You got to really want that. You got to deal with that. You got to deal with that coming out of you. What are you going to do? Oh, this is reality. My illusion is reality. Are you ready? You know how many people do that still? If they start to get purified, they think, they look at the illusion. The illusion is my reality. I'm losing it. I'm going crazy. See, you got to be ready for this. I had one lady tell me this. She started to feel this reality. It was so wonderful and everything. Then the illusion starts coming out of her, and they start grabbing for it. What? I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Yeah, well, you're being born again. That you are crazy when you're meditating on illusion and thinking that's real. You think the darkness is real, so you're coming out of that. You got to know this is what's really real. See, so you see why Prabhupada only taught you people rules, regular. Even now, people still they project their illusion as real on us. That's why Ramdas Vijayavasi first stage is you got to get the poison out. You still think it's real, right? He still thinks his speculation is real, and we keep saying, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, man. That's not very attractive." Replying Amy Rose, Amy Rose, the false ego is very strong. Gurudev says we need purification. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's strong, so we loosen it up, man. Need the hammer of truth. Yeah. So anyway, Chaitanya could not live without kirtan as he passed his time in Navadvip. This is kirtan, man. Kirtan, highest truth distinguished from morality, relishing the name and ecstasy. Can we live without this? I can't live without this. And to your good fortune, you're starting to see this also. This is the life of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. This is what the Goswamis did. They sat together and spoke about these intimate truths. And you're doing that. You get elevated into appreciating that just by coming here. That is the highest stage of devotional service. These devotees doing rules and regulations are trying to work their way up to that. And it'll take them many lifetimes if they go that path. Here, you get it like this, just by coming here. But you got to be ready for this, right? You got to come and listen, and you got to, deal with your process and all these things. You have to really kind of really want this. This has to intrigue you. You have to be a little bit tired of all these illusions that these people who don't know try to preach to you that they don't, that don't work. Take some maturity. Do you see why Prabhupada didn't just preach this or Bhakti Siddhanta? There's no room yet. It's not time. He would fall down. So the kirtan started to have such an effect upon him that as soon as he heard the holy name, he would fall down in ecstasy wherever he was. Okay, give us a word, River.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, good.
Would you just tell? Yeah, Marge, you make it really, really clear. You bring it all to life. So it's like life meeting life. We are getting purified out of the false ego, but then life is your word is meeting the Lord inside, and it's life, and it's actually bringing the books to life, and we are living them. We are living that more and more. Well, yeah, living that more and more. I'm not saying I'm fully purified because I'm not. But you're bringing it to life, and the fact that we have you as heading it all, the fact
And
that
by the way, you never will be either.
well, it kind of makes sense, really.
I'm not a noun yet. I'm not a noun. I'm a verb right now, but I'm going to get to be a noun, and I'm going to be a pure devotee, fully purified, and then Lord.
I know. I think everything that happens now, be it if I get triggered, the false ego get triggered. Karuna said to me, Yamuna, it's your false ego that's getting hurt. It's that. It kind of helps me. But here in this association, it is just like having an umbrella, a shelter, a shield of all of that away from Maya. And you can take it in, you can understand it clearly because you have the protection and the safety. It's easier to surrender when you have protection and safety, and and understand. It's much simpler, and you've made it easier and clearer. I'm so grateful. what is there, for me is to just do this. This is real life.
Hmm.
Movement is inside.
Yeah,
It's real movement inside. Outside, there's not that much movement, but inside, so much movement. And it's a
yeah,
wonderful life. Thank you so much for pulling me out of this draining, drowning, deceptive, manipulating kind of world.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, you've really done that, and much, much more. So many other things as well. But it's like I'm kind of seeing like somebody opening a book and then the light coming out of the book and real life just appearing like that. It's like that, Maharaj. It
A
is.
storybook.
Yeah, it's just coming to life and I'm in it as
Yeah,
well because
yeah, yeah,
the pastimes are here as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
um
yeah,
Balaram said something to me about stop wasting time, let's just enjoy the pastimes. And I say that's a great thing to say because now in the Sangha, he's missing out on so much because there are pastimes here
yeah,
regularly. There are pastimes here in 2022. Anyway,
yeah,
I'm glad the Lord got me to say that to him because he was quiet then. He came quiet because their pastimes are happening and he loves pastimes
yeah,
and they're happening now with us and it's
yeah,
just making it so much clearer. So thank you very much, Maharaj. That's my
yeah. Yeah, when Lord Chaitanya was here, they got together, and Lord Chaitanya said, "Now there's not going to be any influence of the loose area energy," and then they just had their Hari Kata like this, same thing. The same experience. You get the protection from the illusory energy. Where Harikata, the illusion stands. It's like like a dam. On both sides of the river. And you're just in this nice, quiet, peaceful, truthful place, and the dam is held back. And so there can't be. See, Harikata, holds Maya back. And we're in this spiritual universe now, and that's why we keep coming back so that we can get in. The Maya stands on the back, and can't act. It's just like the Lord is doing this again. And we get the experience of these devotees. They would do this. What we're doing now, you're seeing what Srinivas, Narottam, and Shamananda did, and I've never seen it done to this extent like this. Not in. I was in the Narayan Maharaj group. They couldn't create this, because they're still, not didn't get it. And a lot of people, so anyway, we're doing that and it's in alignment with what it was, and it's very beautiful, it's very wonderful, extraordinary actually. It's extraordinary. Lalita, give us a word. Ooh, she's always put her on the spot.
Getting getting a little bit tired.
Cool.
Um, yeah, well, I can I agree with what Yamuna says. Of course, this is a fantastic part. You're taking us out of the darkness of ignorance. This is really happening here. I don't have much inspiration at the moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you tired, or are you in
Yeah,
pain, or
both,
painful?
both.
Oh, both. Oh, yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
not sleeping very well.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Did you take
In the
any
beginning of the
valerian?
month,
Do you have any
yeah,
valerian root?
I
You
take
do.
it, but it's not enough. It's
Not enough.
sorry.
Yeah,
But I was very inspired in the beginning of class, and then suddenly my attention
yeah.
started
Yeah,
to
it's about that. Yeah, yeah,
diminish a bit.
yeah. Hey, did you ever try melatonin?
Also, doesn't work at all.
Doesn't work. I take just a little tiny little,
Five even don't work.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway, at least you got love of Krishna, man.
Yeah,
That's the main thing, and a lot of it too.
yeah.
Isn't it nice?
Many
Krishna
people
makes up
have.
the difference. We might have, these bodies, in various conditions, but that shows His mercy is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He makes a big difference. Yeah, he gives the happiness no matter
yeah,
what. That's true.
yeah. Yeah. Tom, give us a word then. Thank you there, Lolita.
Thank you. I'm enjoying to watch the process and the mercy done by the gardeners. It's so perfect. Everyone is what's the is personally um what's the word? I don't know the word in English. It's tailor-made process. Everyone is learning in such a um is gardened so well in a specific situation. The timing is always perfect, and the order is perfect. It's so perfect, I'm just astonished to watch it from that point of view.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Maharaj, it's sorry, one
Go ahead.
sec. Maharaj, it's so individual. We are individual, and this path, and there's billions of us. It's just individual. It goes to everyone individually. The Lord is so, like you were saying, magnificent. This path, I can't even begin to think how he does how he does anything. But this is so catered to all of us. It covers everything that we have individually,
Mhm.
and it just works. And it's a great we watch TV, we watch things. This is the greatest thing to watch. This is the greatest thing to be absorbed in because we are part of it. We,
Yeah, yeah,
it's sheltering us. It's the greatest story. I understand that it has to be. I'm going to use this word, but I don't mean to. It's like dragged out. Krishna's story is dragging us out, so many people can get on board. The
yeah,
story
yeah,
is going on, and
yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
so many people can get on board this story, and it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, yeah, see, it's all about stories. Like this Steve Jobs, he wrote this thing is how the world and works spiritually and materially. These people that are in the Maya, they're the more the higher, these like the right now the more the demons. They're they're very crafty and like crafty, intelligent, and they know they can control people by the story. So they're creating all these storylines, and people are meditating on these stories and going into their shaping of the reality, their reality. See, that's how it's. So if you listen to mainstream media, they're creating stories. See, and they're very specific. There's like a central intelligence of the group of like a think tank, and they're creating a narrative where they want the world to go. That's kind of what's happening. It's a very unique time. It's not like, there's one country now, they have a certain stories, and then another countries. It's all kind of together now because of technology and everything. They got together and said, well, let's use this, you know? So they're shaping reality with these stories. See, now we are also shaping reality with this story. See, but this one is freedom. See, this is truth. This is eternal truth. See, their stories are all temporary. They're dystopian. There's been dystopian futures and pasts, where they've created different things and they come and they go. And this one will come and they will go. But this lasts forever. See? So you enter this story as freedom. This story is magnificence. This story is real purification. This story is real happiness. This story is meeting the true love, finding true love in this story. This is Lord Chaitanya came here for this story. And we're very privileged to bring this story here because this avatar is the most merciful of all incarnations. Yeah. He's the fructification of all the incarnate. He's the fruit of all incarnations combined, giving freely and generously this freedom, from from his Mayic stories out there. So we go. This is so. Anyway, we're very lucky. So every day we get to go into this story here, and this shapes our future. See? And it's an eternal one, isn't it? Can you feel it? It's and all you have to do, like Tom is doing, you just compare this to the other realities, until you get a good hit of this, and you find this, and then go out and see Sadhu Maharaj. Go listen to one of his boring things about how to have a good marriage and have this and this knowledge and that knowledge, or whatever. Go listen to Mayavadis and then yeah, yuck, just boring. Everything is boring compared to this. That's why you got to get a good hit of this, where you're feeling it and you're really getting it and you realize it, and then the Lord will show you that his whatever isn't Bhagavan level realization is not as fulfilling as this. That's why I say, come 30 days, you might get a good hit, and then you'll come for 30 years. If you find the best, why would you want to go to anything less? That's why, I always want, you find the best, like Prabhupada. I found Prabhupada through his books. Why should I go to any guru that has a less realization than that? All the way up to Narayana, I checked him out, man. I said, why should I go to a guru that has less than that? And he was always saying, I'm a Shiksha disciple of Prabhupada. I'm a Shiksha disciple. Well, but it was like, really? Why are you like you are? If you're a real Shiksha disciple and advanced devotee to the point of getting a Srila, you should present what Prabhupada has brought and more, even. Bring forth more, show prove you're in a real line and a real Acharya. See, they say Narayan Maharaj is an Acharya and a successor for Prabhupada. A lot of people, they think that. Okay? And I say, okay, the proof of a real successor of Prabhupada, if you're really a good son or a transcendental son, you'll bring forth what Prabhupada explained beautifully and deeply and bring forth it to the next level, which is this spontaneous love of God, which was, you'll bring it back to Lord Caitanya Lila. And that's what we're doing here. This is Caitanya Lila revived. And if you can't do that, everybody should come here. Why would you go anywhere else? Why would you have anything less? You have to have, if you, especially when this opportunity is here. We're not here promoting just some traditional thing where it was 50 years ago. This is the progressive march of Vaishnavism, is to love of Krishna, and we're doing it, man. So if anybody has some Krishna, if Krishna gives you some more intelligence than being less intelligent, then you'll come here. This is for those who are ready, If you want real Chaitanya Leela and Krishna Leela, you come here and you'll get it. Otherwise, what is available out there with the Radhakund Babajis and Narayan Raj and ISKCON, it's not there. I personally checked it out. I spent a year and a half with Narayan Raj. I spent 6 months with the Radhakund Babajis over there in Radhakund. That was enough. And it's here. What I was looking for was always here. That's why I say, it's must have brought it from another life. It's the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Look how easily accessible it is for people here. You can get here what people are not getting after 40 years in ISKCON and all these other groups. They look like snails. If you really experience what's going on here, and then you look at the other devotees, they're like these little snails on their path. And you're like in hyperdrive, light speed. Yeah, right? Look, you look at the Namahata group, and I bet they're almost in the same place you left them, right? Not much change. You go and look at your over in Belgium, those devotees there, they haven't changed. They're pretty much like they were. And look at you. Look at you. Look at everybody here. Show you. I'm just commenting what I'm seeing. What is really real. No exaggeration. People are like snailing along here. That means because God is really here. Lord Chaitanya's mercy is really here. They're not preaching it, are they? Where's the mercy of Lord Chaitanya being preached? What, that you can get prema in this life? Oh, no, many lifetime preaching. Why would you go there when you can get the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya here? We're already doing it. Everybody's grabbing it, man. They're entering into the kingdom, and they're showing you they're in the kingdom. And it's so deep that it's hard for people to even believe it. No, it can't be. Yes, it is. It's supposed to be like that. At some point, the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya has to be manifest. Otherwise, what good is it for the Lord to have come? What, just to save a few million people when he was here? That's it? No, this is for the whole Kali Yuga. We're reviving that mercy and proving it, man. You come here, you listen here, you associate with these devotees here, you're going to become an ecstatic devotee in this life, if that's what you want. Conclusive and ecstatic, clear, logical, powerful, spiritually potent. Your word, you don't shoot blanks out of your mouth. All these guys, these so-called gurus shooting blanks, blah, 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 no ecstatic love. Here we shoot, we cause a transcendental pregnancy, right? All right. On that note, let's take a break. Let's adjourn. Meeting adjourned. Shotgun Shakti. That's right. Shotgun Shakti. We don't shoot blanks here, man. No blanks. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. See you soon.